And now to the countdown to the conclave, which will select the new pope. It begins approximately at 10 a.m. tomorrow, our time. You're looking at video of the Sistine Chapel, where the secretive meeting will take place behind closed doors. The conclave will include all 133 cardinals under the age of 80. Each cardinal takes an oath to remain out of contact with anyone who's not part of the conclave. They will vote until one cardinal gets at least 2/3 majority vote.
So let's talk now with Father Tom Willis from the Diocese of St. Augustine. Thank you so much for joining us. And we want to start out by talking about the voting process for us. We have some video here from inside the Sistine Chapel. You can see the actual preparations there. And those white balls, to me, they kind of look like bingo balls. But what are those for as far as the voting process?
So when the cardinals who actually do the counting of the votes, as each ballot is pulled out of the container, one ping pong ball is moved over in order to assure that there are only 133 ballots in the container.
It's interesting seeing all the tables laid out here for the cardinals, but there's something with a needle and thread too. Tell us about that.
So again, as each ballot is counted and agreed upon that it is a ballot for this particular person, one of the cardinals will take a needle with a red thread and push it through the ballot, collecting all the ballots together, tying that thread up, and then that's what goes into the furnace that will eventually be burned in order to tell us with black smoke or white smoke whether we have or don't have a pope yet.
So we know that centuries ago the Pope actually commanded an army. How powerful is the Pope these days?
He's powerful certainly in a spiritual sense to Roman Catholics, but he also has a moral high ground that he calls people to from every walk of life. And it's amazing that, as you saw at Pope Francis's funeral, the number of heads of states who came to his funeral just out of respect for the role that the Pope plays on the world stage.
And so that more progressive leaning from Pope Francis, do you see the conclave going that way?
And I think is going to be the main question that is going to be answered in the next few days. Pope Francis certainly was more leaning to a progressive agenda where social issues were at the forefront. There, of course, are conservatives on the other side that would hope that the new Pope would call us back to more fundamental doctrinal issues. We'll see where the cardinals stand whenever we see the Pope out on the loggia for the first time.
Now, I know you saw the movie Conclave, and I did, and maybe you're curious about one thing. In the movie, the day before the conclave, in the movie, one cardinal says to the other, "Hell is tomorrow. Hell starts tomorrow." Is it really that stressful? What did that mean?
I've got to think that there's a lot of stress on the cardinals. Think of it this way. There are 1.4 billion Catholics. There's 133 cardinal electors this time. That's about one cardinal for every 10 million Catholics, and that's the kind of weight of the world that is on these cardinals' shoulders as they get ready to go into the conclave and try to choose a spiritual leader for the Catholic Church and a world leader for the rest of the people.
Let me ask you one more question here.
Okay.
I was reading that back in the 13th century, it took 3 years one time to pick a pope. It wasn't in Rome, it was another town, and the town got so frustrated they took the roof off of the building. But that's not going to happen this time.
No, it won't happen. That was the famous Vertubo conclave. It did take 3.5 years to finally get a pope. That, though, was a lot more of political issues on the outside of the church that were playing in the conclave that year.
So this time, when do you think we'll find out about the new pope?
My gut feeling is it may take a little bit of time. We may be into Friday before a pope is chosen and we get white smoke. I would fully expect, though, that we'll have someone by the weekend.
Well, Father Tom, we appreciate it. We'll come back and talk with you when
me.
we do get that announcement. We appreciate that. Heather?